Imagine this. You've been holding on to the Iraqi dinar for years, patiently waiting for the news that will change your life. You follow the gurus, you watch the updates, and you feel the anticipation building in the community. Then, one morning it happens. The announcement floods every news outlet and financial network across the globe. The revaluation, the RV, is real and it's happening right now. Your phone starts buzzing nonstop with messages from friends and family who know you invested, and your heart is pounding as you think about the financial freedom you've dreamed of. But in the midst of this euphoria, a cold, hard question slices through the excitement. Are you truly ready? Do you have a concrete, step-by-step plan for what to do the second your dinar holdings become worth millions? This is the moment where fortunes are not just made, they are either secured or shattered. The difference between those two outcomes lies in a single, critical document that most investors never even think about until it's too late: the contract rate you secure when you go to exchange your currency. This isn't just about the headline rate you see on the news. This is about the actual, final number a bank or exchange institution writes into your contract, the number that determines whether you walk away with the full value you deserve or leave a staggering amount of money on the table. Think about that for a second. After years of patience and belief, the single biggest financial decision of your entire life will be compressed into a few minutes at a banker's desk, and your entire future will hinge on your understanding of a few key terms and conditions that most people gloss over in their excitement. This is the brutal truth that the gurus and news updates rarely emphasize with the gravity it deserves. They talk about the when and the why, but today, we are going to talk about the how, the absolute, non-negotiable checklist you must have engraved in your mind before you ever step foot into a financial institution. This checklist is the bridge between hearing the announcement and successfully converting your currency into life-changing wealth without being taken advantage of. The global financial system is a complex and often predatory machine, and large, sudden currency exchanges are its favorite feeding ground. They count on your lack of preparation, your emotional high, and your desperation to finally access your funds. They operate on the assumption that you are an excited individual, not a sophisticated financial operator. But after today, that assumption will be their biggest mistake when dealing with you. We are going to transform you from a hopeful investor into a formidable, informed, and unshakable currency holder who cannot be fooled. This is not just another speculative video. This is a tactical briefing for the most important financial operation of your life. The intelligence we are about to go through has been compiled from a deep analysis of forex procedures, international banking regulations, and the documented experiences of those who have navigated large-scale asset liquidations. This is your operational manual. So, I need you to listen with an intensity you've never applied before. Forget the rumors for a moment, set aside the latest gossip from the forums, and focus entirely on the practical, actionable steps that will protect your future millions. The first and most fundamental principle you must burn into your consciousness is that the published exchange rate is a starting point, not a finishing line. The rate you see on financial tickers or websites like xe.com is the interbank rate, the rate massive institutions use to trade amongst themselves. You, as an individual, will never receive that rate. You will be offered a retail rate, and the difference between those two numbers is where your potential fortune can silently evaporate. This difference is known as the spread, and it is the primary way currency exchange services make their profit. A wide spread is their gain and your catastrophic loss. Your mission, your only mission at the point of exchange, is to negotiate that spread down to the absolute minimum possible. To do that, you need leverage, you need knowledge, and you need the unshakable confidence to walk away from any deal that does not meet your stringent criteria. This is not a time for politeness. This is a time for firm, professional, and decisive action. You are not there to make friends. You are there to execute a financial transaction that will define generations of your family. Let's begin building your unbreakable negotiating position. Your first and most powerful weapon in securing a favorable contract rate is competition, and you must wield it without a hint of hesitation. The moment the RV is confirmed, you do not go to a single bank. That is the cardinal sin of currency exchange. Instead, you have a pre-prepared list of at least 10 to 15 potential exchange partners. This list must be diverse and robust, including not just your local personal bank but also international banks with a presence in major cities, high-net-worth private client divisions, specialized currency exchange bureaus that handle large volumes, and even reputable precious metals dealers who often have forex desks capable of handling significant transactions. Your initial contact with each of them is not a friendly inquiry. It is a professional request for a formal quote. You will call them or, ideally, visit in person with a clear and concise script. You will state that you are a holder of a substantial amount of revalued Iraqi dinar and that you are seeking a formal, written offer for its conversion into US dollars or another primary currency. The key phrase you will use is, "I am obtaining multiple competing quotes today and will be making a decision with the institution that provides the most favorable terms." This single sentence transforms your position instantly. You are no longer a supplicant. You are a client conducting a reverse auction for your business. When you say this, you will hear a shift in the tone of the banker on the other end of the phone. They understand the language of competition, and they now know that to win your business, they must put their best offer forward immediately. Do not, under any circumstances, be the first to state a number. Let them provide their initial offer. When you receive it, you write it down in a dedicated notebook, along with the name of the institution, the representative's full name, and the exact time and date. You then thank them and move to the next call. As you gather these quotes, a range will emerge. You will identify the institutions with the most competitive rates, and then you begin the second phase of your negotiation. You go back to the 2 or 3 best offers and you play them off against each other. You tell the second best that you have a better offer from a competitor, but that you would prefer to work with them if they can match or beat it. This process, done calmly and professionally, will drive the offered rate in your favor significantly. This entire exercise is designed to eliminate the spread we discussed. Your goal is to get your final contract rate as infinitesimally close to the true interbank rate as humanly possible. The millions you save will be the millions you earn through this simple, yet disciplined, process of creating a competitive bidding war for your assets. Now, while you are conducting this auction, your attention must simultaneously be laser-focused on the fees structure presented in the contract. The contract rate is the glittering prize, but fees are the hidden traps that can claw back a shocking amount of your money. You must demand a full, itemized list of every single fee associated with the transaction. This includes the obvious transaction fee, but also scrutinize for wire transfer fees, account servicing fees, processing fees, and any vague, administrative, costs. A critical red flag is any fee calculated as a percentage of the transaction total. For a 7- or 8-figure exchange, a 1% fee is an astronomical and utterly unacceptable sum that represents a massive failure on your part. You must negotiate for all fees to be converted into a flat, fixed-rate cost. A $1,000 flat fee is a monumental victory compared to a 1% fee on a multi-million-dollar exchange. Do not be shy about this. Look the banker directly in the eye and state, "I do not accept percentage-based fees. I require this to be a flat, fixed cost. What is your best offer?" Their reaction to this demand will tell you everything you need to know about their intentions. If they resist, be prepared to walk away immediately. There will always be another institution that is hungry enough for your business to agree to your terms. Your negotiating power is absolute if you are willing to use it. Remember, you hold the asset they need to profit from. You are in control. This entire operation requires a demeanor of calm, collected, and assertive professionalism. You are not there to celebrate, you are there to work. The celebration comes after the funds are securely in your account. Once you have successfully negotiated a competitive contract rate and a transparent fee structure, your final and most critical battle begins, the safeguarding of your newly acquired capital. The moment the funds hit your account is the moment you become a target, not just for unscrupulous financial advisors and salespeople, but also for the silent, insidious threat of taxation and personal liability. Your first action, before you even consider spending a single dollar, must be to engage a qualified and reputable tax attorney and a certified public accountant who specializes in windfall management and international currency transactions. Do not use the banker's recommended professional. Find your own independent counsel. The tax implications of a currency revaluation event are incredibly complex and will vary drastically depending on your country of residence. You need expert advice to structure this windfall in a way that is legally compliant and tax efficient. Treat the cost of these professionals not as an expense, but as the most valuable insurance policy you will ever purchase for your fortune. They will advise you on whether this income is classified as a capital gain or ordinary income, and the strategies you can legally employ to minimize your tax burden. Attempting to navigate this labyrinth alone, armed only with internet forum advice, is a direct path to financial ruin and legal trouble. The government will eventually come for its share, and being proactive, with professional guidance, is the only way to ensure you don't lose half of your wealth to penalties and interest down the line. Simultaneously, you must take immediate steps to become a hard target for lawsuits. Sudden wealth attracts legal challenges, whether legitimate or frivolous. To protect your assets, you must explore the implementation of legal structures like trusts or family limited partnerships. A well-constructed trust can act as a shield, placing your assets under the management of a trustee for the benefit of your heirs, making it significantly more difficult for potential litigants to access your wealth. This is not about hiding money, it is about prudent, legal asset protection that every single sophisticated wealth manager employs. Your next step is to enact a personal rule of absolute silence. The urge to share your life-changing news with friends, extended family, and even certain close family members will be overwhelming. You must resist it completely. Do not post on social media. Do not buy flashy cars for the first 6 months. Do not announce your newfound wealth to anyone outside of your immediate, most trusted inner circle, which should ideally consist of your spouse and your legal and financial advisors. The gossip chain is the fastest way to paint a target on your back, leading to every distant acquaintance, charity, and scammer lining up at your door with a handout and a sob story. Your new life requires a new level of discretion and privacy. Your wealth is not a trophy to be displayed. It is a tool to build a secure and meaningful future for generations. Finally, and this is the most important call to action I will give you today, you must mentally prepare for the psychological impact of this transition. Wealth on this scale does not solve problems, it changes them. It amplifies who you already are. If you have unresolved family issues, they will worsen. If you lack purpose, the money will become a burden that leads to emptiness and poor decisions. The stories of lottery winners and athletes who end up bankrupt are not myths. They are cautionary tales of financial illiteracy and a lack of psychological preparedness. Your true success will not be measured by the digits in your bank account, but by the wisdom, discipline, and purpose you cultivate now, before the event. This is the final, and most profound, item on your checklist: the preparation of your mind. Start reading books on wealth management and philosophy. Begin thinking about the legacy you wish to leave. Define what a meaningful life truly looks like for you, beyond the material possessions. The RV, when it happens, is not the finish line, it is the starting gate for the rest of your life. The checklist we have outlined today, from negotiating the contract rate, to managing fees, to securing your assets legally, and finally, to fortifying your mind, is your comprehensive blueprint. This is the information you have been searching for, the practical, actionable intelligence that bridges the gap between speculation and reality. If you have found this briefing valuable, if you feel more prepared and empowered than you have in years, then your next step is absolutely critical. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell, because we are the only source dedicated to providing this level of tactical, post-RV guidance. We are not here to speculate on dates. We are here to prepare you for the moment it happens. In our next video, we will be deconstructing the exact legal documents you will encounter at the exchange, line by line, so you can spot a predatory clause from a mile away. You have waited this long. Do not leave the final, most crucial steps to chance. Get prepared, stay disciplined, and I will see you in the next video. Your future millions are counting on the decisions you make today.